They want you to be poor. Those words belong to a famous author, businessman, and investor Robert Kiyosaki. Just think about this. At school, they never give us financial education. They teach us how to be a good employee working hard for a rich employer, but they never really tell us how to be financially free, so we are stuck in this 9 to 5 waiting for a monthly paycheck. Average people go to school, then college. They become doctors, lawyers, or work some other well-paying jobs. Once they start making money, they start buying things like cars, TVs, houses. Then people work harder to get a promotion or a raise, to buy better cars, better TVs, bigger houses. As people start making more money, they have to pay higher taxes. They also need to save for their children's college and their own retirement. People are dependent on their employer for economic welfare. They rely on credit to buy luxury goods. This is why Kiyosaki says that most people are in a rat race. Average parents then teach their kids that they should also go to college to get a safe job in the future. According to Kiyosaki, that is equal to teaching kids how to be poor. So, how does one escape rat race and become financially free? That's the question that Robert Kiyosaki answers in his book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It has changed the mindset of millions of people, including myself, and has been praised by celebrities like Oprah. Honestly, after reading this book, I don't look at money in the same way. I completely changed my financial lifestyle. So today I want to share some of the most important lessons that can be learned from this amazing book. Growing up, little Robert Kiyosaki had two dads. One of them had a PhD, while the other dad didn't even graduate middle school. His dad with PhD always had money problems and died in debt, while the other was one of the richest men in Hawaii and died a millionaire, leaving his family a fortune. Both of his dads had huge respect for learning, but they disagreed on what a person should learn. Poor Dad used to tell Robert that he has to study hard to get a job at a good company, while the rich dad used to tell Robert that he has to study hard to be able to buy the company. Wealthy people know that formal education will never teach a person how to be rich and financially free. Self-education is way more important. I actually went to a top university and earned a degree in economics, and after my college graduation, I realized that I had no practical knowledge about how to make money. So I had to find answers to my questions in books, and those books have taught me more than my 4-year college degree. So the most important lesson that you can also learn from Kiyosaki is that poor people work for money, while rich people make money work for them. You're probably really confused right now and thinking, what is she saying? But let me explain. Rich people acquire assets, while poor buy liabilities. Asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. So things like stocks, bonds, businesses, rental properties. Liability is anything that takes money away from your pocket. So things like cars, TVs, phones, homes. Assets become a source for passive income, while liabilities become expenses, literally burning your money. So Kiyosaki's poor dad with PhD had a good salary but never invested in assets, just acquired liabilities. His high income was used only on expenses, so his mortgage and debt grew over time and he died poor. The lesson here is that your income should not be equal to your expenses. Kiyosaki's rich dad, on the other hand, was investing in assets, generating passive income. He had more assets than liabilities. Therefore, his income was higher than his expenses. Rich dad's assets were covering his expenses, while the balance was reinvested into assets, generating more income. Hence why we say, rich don't work for money. Money works for them. They make money even when they're sleeping. The reason why rich get richer, according to Kiyosaki, is because traditional educational system does not give this financial knowledge to average people. So most people do not really know how to acquire assets, they only acquire liabilities, which are pretty much expenses, so they're burning their money without knowing how to generate income and be financially free. Rich, on the other hand, constantly acquire assets, generating more and more income, Rich are getting richer while inequality grows. So now you're probably confused and are thinking, what can you do in this situation if you do not have financial knowledge, if you do not have financial education? Are you doomed to be in a rat race for the rest of your life? Don't worry, Robert Kiyosaki has answer for you too. To be financially free, you need to increase your financial IQ. It consists of 4 things. First one is accounting. You need to be able to read and understand financial statements, things like income, outcome, taxes. Second is investing. It's crucial for you to know how to make money with money. There are specific models and formulas that investors use. I will talk about them later on my channel. Also, you have to understand markets, know the science of supply and demand. And lastly, learn the law of your country to understand taxes and avoid lawsuits. Today, I particularly want to address one crucial thing every person should know in order to die rich. It's called compounding. Albert Einstein has famously said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. Compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. So, what exactly is compounding? Compound interest is interest calculated on the initial principal, which also includes all of the accumulated interest of previous periods of a deposit or loan. You probably still don't understand what it means, but don't get scared. Bear with me, I'll explain it to you. Here is an example. Let's say you have $1,000 and you deposit this money into a high interest savings account with 5% compound annual interest. First year, you would have $1,050. Second year, your $1,000 would become $1,102.50. Third year, you would have $1,157.62. So you see, over time, the amount of money grows. In 30 years, your $1,000 would become $4,321.94. Thing is, we constantly hear stories of pro athletes and people who win lotteries going bankrupt in few years. The reason why this happens is because those people do not have financial IQ. Those people still have a poor man mentality. They do not know how to acquire assets, so they only acquire liabilities, burning their money. In few years, this money is gone. So Kiyosaki stresses the importance of changing your mindset. Just remember, ignorance is not a bliss. Ignorance is poverty. People who do not know about money are actually slaves to it. On this channel, I want to share ideas of the most prominent thinkers, businessmen, investors. Spreading knowledge about the power of money is the best thing I can do with my time. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon.